What's going on, guys? It's your boy ATL John here, coming at you with another video about Uber and Lyft driving, my driving experience. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about it. Today's video is talking about setting realistic goals, and I think this is a good topic for all of us on what it means to set realistic goals, because there are a lot of YouTube pages out there, and I subscribe to them. There are a lot of good YouTube pages out there that I subscribe to. I like their videos, especially when it blesses me, when it helps me. And so, but on some of those videos and some that I see on YouTube, you'll see these flash points where they are doing screenshots where, one person is making $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 a week. And I mean, boy, you see that and eyes get big, man. And you're thinking, oh man, let's go ahead and get this. And I'm not saying that that's not a possible outcome with driving with Uber and Lyft. But I want to talk a little bit about setting realistic goals, because if not, you're going to find yourself frustrated. You're going to find yourself not liking the whole rideshare game, and then you're going to get out of it. So that's what I want to talk to. And I think with my experience, like I said, driving close to 2 years, I drive on all different type of platforms, Uber X, Uber XL, Uber Select. I have a SUV, a Suburban that I drive on the weekends for Uber and Lyft. And then I also have a car that I drive through the weekdays on Uber Select, Uber XL, Uber X. I've driven all the different platforms. So I kind of have some experience in what's some realistic goals. Been doing this for a while, full time. This is what I do. And so here's the first thing that you have to think about. To me, a realistic goal for Uber, and I really believe this doesn't matter the city you're in, is anywhere between $500 to $700 a week. That is a realistic goal that you can get easily. And I'm talking about a goal that you can get without killing yourself. Now, if your market is small, if you know that you live in a market that is a more transit authority market, subway market, bus market, where it's more friendly for those areas, then it's gonna be hard pressed to find the money. Plus, if you also live in an area where all the destinations are close together, let's say if you're in Orlando and you're just driving around that Orlando area, where except if surges are not going on, then everything is kind of around in the same area. Yeah, you have traffic, but you're not getting paid that much for time. It's the mileage that you want. So the greater the distance, such as here in Atlanta, LA, all the bigger markets where the distances are longer, you're going to make more money. So a realistic goal would be $500 to $700 a week. And you could do that rather easily by doing $100 a day, $75 a day, anywhere from $65 a day. And you can split that up, 30 in the morning, 30 in the evening, however you like to do it. But a realistic goal, or you could do 50 in the morning, 50 in the evening. A realistic goal is honestly $500 to $700 a week. Also, too, another thing that I'm telling you by my experience in doing it, a lot of these big amounts that you see people having, a lot of it has to do with referrals. You can make a lot of money on referrals, and that's where you really want to go with this thing. You want to make Uber your business. So referrals are going to be key, and you can make a lot of money on referring people to Uber. And if they meet our Lyft, and if they meet the minimum amount of drives, you get a referral bonus with that. And so a lot of those things that you see are referral bonuses. So think about that. Also, a lot of those big amounts can be boost bonuses or huge surge bonuses. Surges are different in different cities. Sometimes in some cities, the highest surge you may see is a 2.0. In other cities, the highest surge could be a 5. And so that's something to consider. How many people does your city have? That's going to determine a lot. So referrals are going to be key in referring your friends. That's where you're going to find the money at as well. Also, expenses. You got to be realistic with that. You're going to spend money on gas. You're going to spend money on your brakes pads. You're going to spend money on wear and tear on your car, oil changes. You can easily put 3,000 to 4,000 miles a month on your car. You have to think about this before you get into this thing full time. And if your car is already on its last leg, I don't care if it's a 2010 or 2011. Well, guess what? Uber gonna finish it off. Lyft gonna finish it off. And so you have to think about that, because expenses will be. So let's say if you did make $800, but you spent $100 in gas, then you really made $700. If you made $700, but you spent $150 in gas, then you see you gotta think about that in terms of the realistic goals that you need to set. So expenses, you have to consider expenses. You know, yes, you can get gas with your tips, but depending on how much tips you're making, it's going to be hard pressed to put gas in your car, especially if you're driving an SUV on platforms such as XL, or you're driving a more expensive car on Uber Select that's going to take premium gas. So these are things to consider. Also, free time, and then I'm going to be done. I want my video to stay short, so I know I'm at the 5-minute mark now. Free time. Consider your free time. You're going to want to have downtime. You're going to want to have downtime. You're not going to be able to sit in the car 16 to 18 hours a day, 7 days a week and drive. You're just not going to be able to do it. You're going to get tired. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to feel like, man, there's going to be days that are slow, days that are fast. So you got to have some downtime. If you have a family, like I have a family, I have 4 kids. And I have to be able to spend time with my children. I have to be able to go to my son's basketball game, go to my daughter's this, go to different things that they have at the school. You're going to want to have downtime, guys. You know, if you're not considering that, now, if you're single and you just have it all like that, then fine. But still, you're going to want some downtime yourself. So factor that in. That helps you to set realistic goals. You want to have some downtime. You don't want to just get in there and plow through it and work all the time driving coffee to stay up. You know, pulling 8 hours in the morning, then going out there all night. To me, that's not realistic. Yes, it'll look good up front, but you're not going to be able to stick with that schedule for the long run. And then the last thing that I'll hit you with, and I'll close the video out, is off days. You're going to want to have an off day. Me personally, I'm off on most Saturdays and Sundays. And here in Atlanta, Saturdays and Sunday is a big time for driving. I may drive every other Saturday if I want to. I do not drive on Sunday. That is an off time. You're going to want to have an off day. So I set realistic goals. Yes, here in Atlanta, $1,000 a week is very realistic here, or more. But wherever your city is, wherever your market is, please set realistic goals. Contact some of us that are on YouTube and ask us what's a realistic goal that you can set going into this, because I feel like it'll help with the frustration. It'll help you to keep driving more. There is money to be made, but you just have to be realistic in how you make it. Okay, guys? Well, stay safe out there driving. I'll hit you with another video. As always, if the page blessed you, please like it or comment down below. Subscribe to the page, please. Also, if you want to sign up to drive with Uber and Lyft, click on the link below and they'll hook you up. Okay, guys? I'll hit you with another video maybe later on today. If not, you'll see me tomorrow. All my drivers out there in the Atlanta area, stay safe. Let's make the money together, but let's be realistic doing it. Okay, guys? Be blessed.